So we're gonna just jump on to Zoom and then just get your brainstorm for your final project up and running. Okay, that's all we're doing. Do you have your reading, that foundations of the Kaupali building, the foundations of the Kaupali?
Is it the bracket, this one?
Yeah, okay, awesome. Morning. Hi, Kalukalani, how was your trip?
I think it was pretty fun.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna just jump on Zoom to see our friends. And then today, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to, morning. That's Mrs. Ching, she's the junior counselor, yeah. Yeah. All right, morning everybody in Zoom world. No Diesel today? Did you guys see him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's coming. Okay, good. All righty, yay. Okay. All right, let's get everybody onto Zoom. Let's get started with our day. Oh, there's Maddie. Okay, so bring up your finals brainstorm. We're gonna be working on that today. Okay. All right. So go ahead and go into your Canvas. Hi, Diesel. Okay. Where's everybody? Come on, good morning. Let's wake up. Where's everybody? There you guys are. There are my sunshines. All of them. I have so many sunshines in this classroom. I have sunburn. Gotta put sunscreen on, but reef safe, right, everybody? Reef safe. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So, Kekama, where you stay? Okay, all right. So what we're gonna be doing today is this. I'm gonna go over what the next couple of weeks look like. Okay, so I don't wanna waste anybody's time. It's important that we go through this together. So if you have your planners and stuff like that, I would take out your planner because you cannot waste the time today and the next 2 weeks, okay? So let me go and share my screen with you guys. I'm just gonna walk you guys through this. If you have your notebooks and you need to write some things down, go ahead and take out your notebook, okay? And then write on the top, final project, okay? Finals project. Remember, we're not having any type of like multiple choice, 100-point like assignment. Okay, what we're doing is we're doing our performance task pieces. That's gonna demonstrate your knowledge. Okay, so that's why it's called performance task. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you guys through this and then I want you guys to ask questions if you guys have any questions. Okay, so for today, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna review with you guys the performance task final. Okay, so everybody, the performance task final, I'm gonna review that today. Then we're gonna discuss, brainstorm, and ideate performance tasks. So you see these bullets down below. After I'm done going over this, you're gonna copy and paste this into the discussion text right here. Everybody good on that? Okay. Everybody saw that? Nelly, you saw that? Okay, all right. So if you guys look real fast, right? Today is May 3rd. In 2 days, it's Happy Boys Day. Okay, so let's look. May 3rd, we're going to brainstorm and we're gonna set our final projects. We are also going to be reading. Okay, we're gonna read a an excerpt from this essay. So if you have your setting the foundations of the Kauhale, please take that out as well. You need that today. Okay, and then if you look at May 10th, we're just gonna do a check-in and you're gonna work, right? I think there's 2 of you guys that are working together. Is that right? You guys still working together? Okay, right on. Okay, and then if you look, May 17th is the project. Okay, everybody good? Yeah, okay. And then May 24th, I mean, really, you shouldn't be at school anymore. Okay, for you guys, because you guys will have taken all of your finals. That's makeup for just in case. Alrighty, moving on. Let's see. Okay, so we have Noenoe Silva's essay that we're going to be reading toward the end of the day. So if you don't have a copy of it, there's a link to it, but we're going to do a 3-2-1 talking points, 2 questions, and then 1 comment. The comment can be long if you want. Okay, it's going to talk about the cultural bomb. So tomorrow when we check in for cohort B, we're just going to do a quick check-in with talking about your 3 talking points, your 2 questions, and your comment, and then the discussion on the cultural bomb. Okay, so anyway, there's that. This is what we need to get to today. Final project, May 17th. That's when it's due, cohort A. Everybody is presenting on cohort A. Got it? Everybody. Now, what happens if we run out of time? Then we're just going to use cohort B and we all going to check in. Okay, we good on that? I think that's pretty fair. We have, I think, 2 people that are partnering up for the presentation, so that's going to cut down on some time, but we'll just see how it works. Okay, but just allow for the flexibility. Okay, guys? You guys have been so flexible this whole year. We're going to end on flexibility. Okay, so when you guys look at this, right, you guys have some playlists, activity or videos that you guys can watch from previous years. Okay, this playlist is going to help with just wrapping your brain around what it is you guys can do, right? So again, there's the Hamilton remake performance, right? So they use the beat and the tune of the Hamilton song, and then they rewrote the song and performed it, okay? In the song though, are major points, right? That they've learned from. So there's that. There's also a dance with a mo'olelo. So these 3 girls in this video, in this project, they actually were all dancers. It was crazy how they all got together and they were all dancers. It was pretty cool. And so they created this dance, a skit, and performed it. And it was really cool. It was really long, but it was really cool, okay? And then this last video right here, Romeo and Juliet Family Feud. Again, this has to deal with like all the kids in this group loved Family Feud. And so they made their own version of Family Feud with characters from Romeo and Juliet and the mo'olelo that they chose. So anyway, I want you guys to start wrapping your brain around this, right? Because we're going to move forward. After today, you're going to make a decision, okay? So you don't have too much time to bounce ideas off of each other. Just nail something down and get to work, okay? So now, go ahead and open up your finals assignment that you're going to be sharing. I want you guys to go to slide 7, which is the what, right? What are you going to demonstrate? Remember, these are 3 talking points in meaning 3 types of evidence, okay? What I want you guys to do is add slide 8. So what I'm going to do is in the chat, I'm going to move this. In the chat, I'm going to give you guys the link so you guys can copy your slide 8. So all you're going to do is copy, Command C, and you click on slide 8, and then you're going to copy, you're going to Command V it in your own slideshow. Everybody good on that? Okay, or you can just copy it, just add another slide under slide 7, and then add in call to action. Okay, so at the end of your presentation, you're gonna wrap it up with this like this big hope for the future. Okay, because we gotta leave our presentation with something about, you know what, now that we've gone through English 9, we all learned something this year. So what is it? And how are we gonna take it into the future, right? And so this awamo kuleana, right? Anytime you gain more knowledge, right, you have more kuleana. And that's just how it goes, right? So what is it, right? What do you want you and others to do, right? So, I mean, I think you guys are pretty clear on what I want you guys to do, right? I just want you guys to be the best versions of yourself, know yourself, and put out some really good positive vibes in the community and do something that's worth, right? Your time, right? And because you aloha aina to the fullest, right? I mean, you guys know that. There's no doubt that you know that, right? I mean, so for you guys, when you guys wrap up your presentation, you're going to say something like, I want to leave you guys with a final thought, right? Okay, so if you guys need to write that down, okay, for the call to action, right? Come up with a tag phrase, right? So go ahead and write down tag phrase, conclusion phrase, right? What is the call to action? I'm just going to leave you with a little bit of myself, yeah? Just something. But not everybody say it like that, right? Everybody should come up with their own style of how to close it out, right? Especially if it's like, hey, if there's one thing I want you, right, to hear today, it's just this, right? And blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever that awamo kuleana is. And so what happens with that? Well, guess what, you guys? It should come from like the things you've pulled from this year, obviously, right? So you're gonna have to think about that for a moment, okay? In fact, go ahead on slide 8 now, okay? Just go ahead and write down maybe 2 or 3 ideas that come to mind. What are 2 or 3 ideas that come to mind as far as what do you want your call to action be? Okay. We're going to be sharing out in just a bit, so make sure everybody has like at least some idea. What is it you want yourself, right? You first, right? You gotta hold yourself to it. So that's why it's really important. This call to action is like, okay, I'm gonna ask myself to do this, and I want you guys to join me. Okay, I'm gonna ask myself, right? I'm gonna awamo kuleana in this way, and because I'm going to follow through with that, I want you guys to come with me, right? And we're going to all hold hands into the future, and we're going to have an awesome, I don't know, generation, right? You guys are closing out your freshman year. What does your class want to be known for? Yeah. Do you know what people say about this class? This 9th grade class? Is that a trick question? Do you know what I say about this freshman class? Number 1, cute. Number 2, thinkers, right? Number 3, they're not perfect, but they try, right? All good. Yeah. And what else? There's some really smart people in this grade that can turn into leaders. Okay. Yeah, that's the truth. Okay. So everybody have something that they are thinking about. Let's just go through. I'm just going to stop my share for a bit. Okay. In the chat, go ahead and copy and paste what that is. What you're thinking about. So let's just put it out there in the universe. What are some of the things that you're thinking about? So just copy and paste it into the chat. Ooh. Okay, very good. So will this be related to your why? Probably, right? So this presentation should really come from your experiences of this year, right? It should really come from deep within your now, yeah? Hopefully something has happened, right, to you. You've transformed, right? From your 8th grade self, 9th grade self, and now you're going to your 10th grade self. Cool. We got some ideas here. Anything is possible. You just have to try, right? Being diligent. Kayla, can you talk about that for a bit? What does that mean?
I was just saying that to like as being like hardworking and contributing and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. I've had my earbud in my ear and clearly it's not connected. Anyway, okay. Very good. Being diligent, okay? And have we read stories? Have we read Mo'olelo that talked about being diligent? I think so. Okay. All right, let's see. Don't give up. For some of you guys, these call to actions probably going to come from your own 9th grade anthem, right? Don't give up. Those are a lot of you guys' 9th grade anthem right there. Yeah, with what we've been through, what we've all been through. I feel so close to you guys because we've all been through these crazy times. Like you're gonna look back at this, be like, what the heck did we just go through? And we're still here. I mean, we have to laugh about it now. I mean, it's just like, wow, we survived, right? We're the lucky ones, right? How many lives were lost? I mean, it's just, and it still, right? I mean, you guys keeping up with India, I mean, it's just brutal what's going on in India. Okay, let's see. Keep at least one thing that can encourage you to pursue. Okay, very good. Okay, waiting on others. Believe in yourself. Yeah. If you can't believe in yourself, then who's going to believe in you, right? Okay, let's see. Yeah. If you don't have motivation in yourself, who's supposed to motivate you, right? It's the horse drinking the water. My gosh. Right? It's just like you guys in vegetables. We can't make you eat the vegetables. Okay, what else? It's okay to take breaks and work on yourself. Yeah, we are definitely not machines. Okay, so as you're looking at these call to actions, right? I think, Maddie, you're talking about like self-care, yeah, definitely. Nice, motivation and willpower, right? So for you guys, if you guys know your call to action, then this assignment, this final presentation should come out pretty easily. Okay, should just ooze out like, I don't know. Okay, you fill in the blank. All right, we good? So we're gonna have to think about this though, okay? I want it to be something that particularly came out from maybe something you read, something you did in this class, okay? All right, moving on. Okay, let's go back here. Moving on. Okay, I wanna go through the rubric, okay? Because the rubric is nuts. No, it's not really, okay? It's worth 100 points, your final, right? And then you're also gonna have a 25-point Membean quiz, okay? Toward the end. Okay, I think so. So let's look. And you know what? I think our Membean quiz, we're gonna have it next week anyway, okay? So then the following week, you won't have Membean. Oh my gosh. Is that okay with you guys? Those of you guys who need to make up your Membean, email me. Okay, so when you look at this is how your presentation is basically going to unfold, right? The introduction, student introduces the presentation that engages the audience, right? How are you going to open it up? It's got to be engaging. It can't just be like, hi, thank you for coming to my presentation. I mean, it has to be something, right? And a thought-provoking moment, a statement, a question, something. Maybe if you want to start with a poem, that would be great. If you want to start with a song, great. Okay, Anela, if you want to sing, you go ahead. Okay, you go ahead. Yeah. Next, the 3 pieces of evidence, right? The details, the talking points from the literature, tasks, or assignments. Okay, I want you guys to include the direct quotes and or the lead-ins or in-text citation. Got it? I mean, that's really 9th grade English. Can you apply evidence from other pieces and reference them so that we know that you did your research? Okay. The delivery, somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes. The group that's going to be in partners, maybe you can go up to 5, but we'll just see about that. Okay. So the delivery, 3 to 4 minutes. It must be a layered presentation. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You cannot just go up there and talk. Okay, you need to have something and something else. Okay, so if you're going to draw a picture, for example, in front of the class, there's got to be something else to that, right? You can't just draw and say, this is it, right? You might have to explain what you're drawing, right? You might also incorporate a video, right? Of maybe like a time lapse of you drawing, maybe just the beginning part or something like that, or drawing out like the black outline of your drawing. Maybe if you do that as like a time lapse, and then as you guys are performing your task, you're coloring in, something like that. Okay, I don't know what it is, figure it out. If you want to come up with some kind of like music montage, right? A collection of song clips as you're drawing stuff out, right? You got to be intentional. Okay, so the layered presentation, if you still are having a hard time understanding what that is, we can talk stories about that. But you can't just stand up in front of me and your classmates and be like, da 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 da, and then that's it. That's not a layered presentation. That's a one-dimensional presentation. You need to have complexity in your presentation. Okay, so what does that mean? Text, pictures, performance aspects. Okay, next, finally, conclusion. Student closes the presentation that leaves the audience thinking about the future with a call to action or hope. Roger Dodges, 100 points. So look at the meat of your final. The evidence is worth 60 points. The evidence is going to be accompanied by, hopefully it's relevant, right? If you choose something way out on left field, then at the conclusion, you're probably gonna have to explain something. Okay, it has to make sense. Okay, everybody good? Okay, so the people in class, you guys aren't going to join. Okay, you're not going to join the breakout rooms. Okay, you guys are going to just talk just amongst yourselves. Okay, so you guys just take turns. This is what I'm thinking about doing. This is my why. This is my how I was thinking about doing it. This is my what I was going to do, right? And then what were you going to incorporate? And then finally your call to action. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you guys ready? You're going to be sharing out. So let's go ahead and go back to that first section in the module, everybody. Okay. So we are at 4.8, preparing for English 9 finals. Okay, go below the agenda. It says discuss, brainstorm, ideate, performance. Go ahead and copy those 3 bullets. Go down into the text box and paste it in there. Okay, and then we're gonna set up and get this thing going. All right, so there's time for you guys to talk stories. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a good like 15 minutes. Okay, so as you're going through this, share out your ideas. Why, how, what, call to action. And then this is where the magic happens, right? I want you to go through this activity called what if, right? What if you were to do it like this, right? What if this, right? What if you did that and this, right? So this should be actually called the what if and, okay? The what if and activity. Why? Because you want to take what your person in your breakout room is doing, okay? And you want to say, yeah, that's great, but how about doing this as well, right? And how about doing this as well? Okay, this is you guys practicing collaboration skills, so I'm calling it out intentionally. It's part of the AOLA Learner Outcomes. I'm asking you guys to really just put out the most wildest ideas you can, right? You might even have to ask each other, okay, so what are you good at? What can you do in the next 2 weeks? Okay, you guys ready? Okay. What? What? Why are you guys laughing for? I cannot hear you. What?
Did you open our slideshow?
Not yet. Why?
You should definitely open mine and Rebecca's.
Oh no. What are you guys doing?
Oh no!
I'm
what?
afraid.
It's so cool.
I'm afraid. It is cool. You guys are actually.
When it's all put together, it'll be cool.
Okay, I'm going to look right now. Why are you guys laughing for? Not funny. Mm. Emily doesn't remember what she was like at the beginning of the year. Becca was having like flu-like symptoms. Great. Okay. Oh, because it makes me. Oh, that's good. You want it actually makes you want to do the work. That's good. I no longer rely on someone to tell me what to do. Oh, that's nice. What are you guys doing? What is this? Me and Becca. Becca and I will be doing a Google slide presentation. We plan to select songs from K-pop groups and use lyrics to connect and express. Oh my goodness. Okay, sounds great because I don't know K-pop songs, so I think perhaps you could like send me a playlist so I can at least be aware. Are these K-pop people? Does K stand for Korean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! What are you guys, old ladies?
What?
You know, they're like, I
so
gotta
wait,
watch my
I
Korean
figured
drama. I
out
gotta
that
go
there's
home.
there's a Korean channel that is like on TV, and that is like that's not what we watch. It is like
With all the crying and stuff, the
no,
soap
that's not
operas.
what we watch. I
Okay.
watch scary K-drama.
Okay.
Like I watch the scary ones.
Ooh.
She watches the whatever she watches.
Oh wow. Okay, so you guys are focusing on night and what else?
What? None.
Night.
Just night?
Yeah.
That's the one thing? Okay, let's expand. Okay. Because you have night, that's great. But our year wasn't only about night. Okay, so find something. You can talk about night, but you need 3 different ones. Okay.
Okay.
3-ish. Okay. Cam. Okay. Kikama, what about so Kikama, do you have a what if?
No.
Okay,
I'm
then
working with Damien,
what?
but I'm
Oh,
working
are you
with
guys
Damien.
working together? Hang on, let me grab Damien for you. Sorry. Where's Damien? Poor thing.
But we're doing the lessons, like we're doing
Oh, that's
like
okay. You can stay with Damien. I mean, you can stay over here. Damien can work with. What is that?
so what we did for the lessons, like or for our project, like what we're gonna do is like take the lessons from the books that we read, like
Mm-hmm.
Glass Castle and um Night and Lord of the Flies,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna put it into real life, like the lessons of the book.
Or are you gonna attach it to what's happening today?
Or in general, like, cause like like we're trying to find like common ideas. Like
Mhm.
so, first we found, like what do all the books have in common?
Yeah, what is it?
So we found like I think we found only one so far. We found like you need to stand up for yourself, or because no one can stand up for you.
Cool. I think the girls could also help you with finding more common themes, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so really, you guys are spending time right now. So even you guys in this class, like bounce ideas off of each other. The craziest, the better. Okay. What about making a really short iMovie clip, right? What about doing this? Okay. It needs to be a what if, what about, what you think about, da 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 da. Okay. So spend the time. Okay. I think that's a really good start you both have. So awesome.
So, but like if he did a T, he would draw a cross.
Oh yeah, she was talking about that one.
How's it?
That'd be an option. Good.
Yeah.
So if me and Kikama are like working on the same project or together,
Yeah.
can we like
Get in a
start
group.
the same video?
Can you do the same video?
Yeah, like if we were to present the same video, that's how it would work because we're
Yeah,
in a
you
group.
guys would go together.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to open up with your where I started the school year, right? And then with your that's kind of like your introduction, and then you do your presentation, and then you guys can each have a call to action as well. Doesn't have to be the same one, okay? But I like that you guys are talking about like finding common themes or lessons in each story, and what is the one thing that all of the stories have in common. That was pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, he was
Now,
thinking about doing like, one of those ads where the person is like super sad and then it's resolved where like it shows like take this drug and you be better. Yeah,
gosh,
Kikama's
yeah.
doing that, but like
Okay.
not a drug, but speaking up
Uh-huh.
and expressing yourself.
Cool. You guys could potentially do like a skit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
think you
guys
should
could
do that. My
I
second.
think like Kikama dancing, and then I'll be his hype man.
Yeah, something. So it's going to be kind of interesting how you're going to use technology to leverage because you're at home. Yeah. So figure out a really cool way to do that. Yeah. Especially because Kikama is going to be in class when he's presenting, right? And you're going to be out of class. And so you could just zoom in and I could project it on the board. Okay. So you could potentially like interact with each other
Mhm.
that way. And that would be really interesting to do. Okay.
Do.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to join you guys, you together. And then Nia, I'm going to throw you in a different room. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Mhm. Where's
Over.
Tasha? Cool.
Nailisha kicked out of our group.
Who? Nai, when Nai?
Nailisha, I
Okay.
don't know. She just disappeared.
Hang on. I gotta make another room, I think.
What did you put for this? Why, how, and what? Vanilla.
What? You broke up. What did you say?
What did you put for the why, how, and what?
Oh, Tisha. Okay.
Oh, bye, Tasha. Sorry,
I'm
move
gonna
her back.
do Lord of the Flies. So representation of how laws and stuff
That's your
like
call
that.
to action.
My call to action is having motivation in yourself to put in your best effort.
All right, how's it going? You guys good? Tasia, how you doing? What? I can't hear you. Did my earphone die? No. Okay, we're gonna leave breakout rooms. How's it going? Good? Everybody have this? Yeah. So it looks like, I'm just. It looks like. Okay. It looks like really hash it out. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. Nai, welcome back, poor thing. Okay. I don't know what happened. We had a warp or something. Okay. I want you guys to take the time. Okay, really important. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So when you go back to your modules, you're earning 10 points here. Okay, for preparing for English 9 finals. Okay, so the copy and paste, you guys shared out your ideas. What kind of what if feedback did you get? Okay, you gotta have some feedback here. Okay, so the thing that you were doing, if you still didn't even know what you're doing, then your partner should have said something. Okay, and if your partner didn't say something, maybe you should give them feedback. Okay, this is worth 10 points. And then the outcome of the ideation, which is the bouncing ideas off of each other, really important. Okay, this is how great things happen in places like Google. This is how great things happen with like teachers working together. Okay, this is what happens when we have partners working together to make something happen. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and finish that. Okay, I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to finish your ideate. If you didn't have an, if your outcome of your ideation was like non-existent, then what is your new idea? Okay, what are you planning on doing? Okay, so the third bullet can be, what are you planning on doing? Okay, so go ahead. I need you guys to write it, type it in there. What are you planning on doing? Okay, now that you kind of shared out. And for some of you guys, some of this, I'm gonna make a PSA for myself, public service announcement. Please don't kill me with a bunch of PowerPoint presentations. I'm going to repeat myself. It is possible to make your teacher pass out with PowerPoint presentations. being serious. So I'm challenging you guys. Can you create a video? Can you piece together your breaking news and this and that? Right? So all of your assignments that you've come up with, can you piece them together as a montage? Open it up, right? This is where I started the school year. Here's the assignment, right? Maybe pick something from the Glass Castle. Maybe it's your memoir piece from the Glass Castle, right? What is your Glass Castle? And then you move on. Okay, so I'm going to open up also all the modules that you've done this year. So you guys can go back and look. Right? We have started, we started the school year talking about what is family. Look at that. What are all these things? You guys should look at this, right? Right, we said goodbye to Jeanette. Then we did our environmental justice unit, right? Which we talked about like the grassroots partnership project. We read the story Giving Back, right? There's plenty things to choose from. Okay, choose things that people aren't going to choose, right? Stand out. We read The Seekers by Herb Kane, where the 222 aunties, right, went to go seek the heart of the drum. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to look deeper into your school year. Don't just choose something because it's easy, right? We did the First They Came For poem, right? Maybe you read that. Maybe you tie in First They Came For, right? And talk about that. So Kikama, you're talking about the common themes, right? Maybe it starts with the First They Came For poem. We read Night. We did a lot of stuff, believe it or not. Like some people think that, you know, just because was the pandemic, you know, all learning stuff. You guys learned so much this semester and last semester. We read Antigone, right? And we talked about what law is more powerful, right? The law of man versus the law of the gods. Okay, we worked on that gimme gimme. That was fun. You guys had to do the gimme gimme assignment for Antigone. Okay. Go ahead, finish typing in there. What are you planning on doing? Okay, this is worth 10 points. If you shared out and that didn't really work, then what is it? What are you gonna do? Okay, maybe your next step is to add more, right? Some of you guys just chose one piece of literature. Maybe your next step is to go and dig deeper. Okay. Maybe your next step is to say, how do I not have my teacher pass out with my PowerPoint? There's so many different ways to do a performance task. I had a student who made a bench. So if you, when you come into my classroom tomorrow, you're gonna see that I have benches, like these benches that the kids made. The benches were symbols of this performance task that the kids had to do. the importance of being there for each other. So the two students sat next to each other and just talked about their projects and stuff like that, and then pulled things in. It was really cool. I have another bench in the front of the classroom that the kids did, and then they put sayings from one of their assignments and then talked about it. So performance tasks, you can even paint a picture and talk about it. Okay, you can write a poem in 3 parts and talk about it. So for you guys who easily gravitated towards PowerPoint, yikes. Okay, find something. You can do it. iMovie it. Do something different. Use your phones. You guys all have phones. Maybe you guys can do like a, what do you call that? And if you don't have a phone, consider it a blessing. Okay. Maybe you guys can do like a time lapse thing. Okay, as you're creating something. Guys, good? Come up with something. If you guys are artists, my gosh, use your artistry to do your presentation. Okay. How are we doing? We good? All right, let's move on. Okay, so let's go ahead. We are going to be reading part of this essay today. So everybody have their setting the foundation of the Kauhale. Show me. Where's the, you guys get them? Okay, thank you, Becca. Who else? Maddie. Who else? Where's your? Find them. Find them. Okay, very good. Okay, Emily, where's yours? You got yours? I don't have mine with me today. Okay, so Anela, you click on the link. If you click on the link, okay, what you're gonna do is take notes in your notebook. All right. So we are only reading the excerpt. Okay, we're only reading from 40 to 42. So just real fast, Noe Silva, Dr. Noe Silva is a professor at the University of Manoa. Okay, she actually came to talk to the kids last year. There is a video of it. I gotta go find it. Okay. If you guys look, we're on page 40. Okay, so let's start highlighting. Okay, it's important when you guys read. Do you need a highlighter? Right there in that cup, right there. Just so, Dr. Noe Silva came to talk to the students last year about the importance of literacy and writing. Okay, she was born in. You guys highlighting because it's important to highlight where the person came from. Anytime you read scholar essays, it's important that you know where this person is from, because you're going to have plenty like different scholars from all over that might have a Hawaiian name but have been displaced because of whatever reason, and they now live in the mainland or something like that. So it's good. Okay, it's really good to know the background of the writer, right? Know if they're credible, right? If they live in the mainland, what are their ties to Hawaii, right? Is someone still connected to Hawaii if they live elsewhere? I don't know, I think so, but it's got to be done intentionally, I would think, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna read this first paragraph for you guys. Okay, so start highlighting the important parts. Okay, so this is Noe Silva's essay called Kanaka Maoli, Resistance to Annexation. I think you guys have learned it from Kumuhaya's class, correct? About the annexation. Yeah, some people throw the word fake annexation. Okay. The misinterpreted annexation. I don't know what you guys call it. What do you call it, Kalukalani? Not that. Not annexation. Okay. I was born in Honolulu. My parents lived in Kuaho. Much of my family still lives in Ko'olau-Poko, Oahu. I got a BA in Hawaiian language at the age of 37, and I still consider myself a student of the Hawaiian language, though I also teach. I am completing a doctorate in political science at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. The working title of my dissertation is Ke Ku'e Kupa'a Loa Ne Mako. We most steadfastly protest various forms of Kanaka Maoli resistance to colonialization. So Noenoe Silva has written 2 really powerful books, The Steel Tip Pen, The Power of the Steel Tip Pen, and Aloha Betrayed. Okay. Those are two books that when it's time for you guys to read it, I would hope you would read it. Again, the first one is called The Power of the Steel Tip Pen. And the second one is called Aloha Betrayed. You may want to write that down because some of you guys are on a path and it's recommended reading. Okay. So she's going to do a bunch of, she's writing mahalos to people that came before her. So if you guys look at the next couple paragraphs, they're in Hawaiian. I'm not going to butcher that. So we're going to turn the page. Okay. And you guys can read that. So here's the translation over here. Okay. So she's going to talk about my sincere gratitude goes out to Kekuni Blaisdell, Jonathan Goldberg Hiller, Nalani Milton, Jose Luis Warren, and Doris Minatondani for reading and commenting on this paper. So she goes on to thank a whole bunch of people. I want us to read the right-hand side. Okay, you guys ready? All right, so I need somebody to read. Emily, let's go ahead. You read the first paragraph. Colonialism as the Kanaka Maoli Tribunal Komike has written. Go ahead.
Colonialism, as the Kanaka Maoli Tribunal Komike has written, is foreign domination,
Subjugation.
subjugation, and exploitation.
Okay. Exploitation.
Of another people or country. It undermines a people's national identity, traditions, and culture. Kanaka Maoli Tribunal Komike, 1998. 8. Hawaii has undoubtedly been dominated by the United States for a century and a half. Our people and resources subjugated and exploited. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
And an important part of that subjugation was the taking away of our Olelo Maoli, our real language.
Okay, stop right here. Go ahead and circle the word subjugation because it comes up twice, right? Does anybody know what subjugation is, or did anybody put in the effort and just Google it as the word popped up? Right, so the word subjugation is a fancy word for domination, to be dominated, right? So if you look, if you take out, right, subjugation for the word dominate, right, domination, an important part of that subjugation, that domination, was the taking away of our Olelo Maoli, our real language. Okay, everybody good on that? Okay, so you guys should be highlighting. Okay, so what is she talking about? She's talking about the topic of colonialism. Okay, next year you guys are going to talk about that in US history. Why? Because even the United States of America, they started off with how many colonies? Anybody know? 13? Yeah, 13 colonies. Okay, on the East Coast. Okay. So colonialism, right? Through a Kanaka Maoli lens is the foreign domination, subjugation, and exploitation of another people or country. Okay. We're reading this because we want to talk about the cultural bomb. So it's coming. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's see. Becca, let's go ahead and read. Kenyan author Gungi wa Thiong'o.
Kenyan author Ya
Gungi
Wasiong Gyungi Wasiong explains that economic and political control can never be complete without mental control. This mental control is achieved through the destruction or the deliberate undervaluing of a people's culture, their art, dances, religions, history, geography, education, orature, and literature, and the conscious elevation of the language of the colonizer. 16. When the U.S. identified oligarchy and did Hawaiian language public schools in 1896, they ripped out the bridge of our kupuna, the bridge to our understanding of ourselves as a people with a proud past. A generation then grew up ignorant for the first time of the language and mo'olelo of their grandparents, and unable to understand the grief and undercurrents of range that must have pervaded the lives of their parents and grandparents who lived through the devastating effects of the epidemic denigration of their customs and loss of their nation. Ngugi has called this experience a cultural bomb. The effect of the culture bomb is to annihilate a people's belief in their names, in their language, in their environment, in their heritage of struggle, in their unity, in their capacities, and ultimately in themselves. It makes them see their past as one wasteland of non-achievement, and it makes labor a form of slavery. Who was brave enough to point the esteemed Haole in contempt, who stood in the
did you skip to go to the left side?
it's the left side. Wasteland of non-achievement, and it makes them want to distance themselves from the wasteland.
Okay, good. All right, whoa, we just read something really tough here, okay? Like this text should be kind of flying over your head, right? And one of the questions that you should be asking yourself is, why the heck are we reading it, right? So part of this is I'm exposing you guys to higher levels of vocabulary. Why? Because if you can't understand the vocabulary, then what are these scholars saying, right? What are they saying? Okay, so as we do this, right, I want you guys to also draw some pictures to help you. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the top part of this this paragraph that Becca read as best as she could, right? I'm sure Becca's like, what the heck did I just read? That's fine, okay? But we're getting through the text together. Okay, so let's look at the top, right? Talks about how Gungi wa Thiong'o explains that economic, right? So draw a dollar sign, dollar sign, draw a dollar sign, right? Money, right? Economic always deals with money. We know that, yes or no? Kind of, yeah? Okay, money, capitalism, how we make money, how we earn money, how we lose money, right? And political control that can never be complete, right? Without mental control. Okay, so what is the symbol you would use for political control? Anybody have an idea? What would that be? Political, in meaning government. What would you draw? Ahi, do you know? Do you have a suggestion? No. Maddie? A stick figure of what though? Political control. Okay, like a Supreme Court. Okay, or like laws, yeah, or something like that. Okay, so what you would draw, like maybe a house, right? Because maybe the house can be like the framework of politics, law, order, things like that, right? We know about that, law and order. Those boys on the island couldn't figure it out. I mean, they could, but they killed the guy that knew. Okay, so maybe we do that. We draw a little house or a person and put a P in it, so we know that that's political power, right? Political control can never be complete without mental control, right? So what would you draw? Holy smokes. Okay, so this is what I drew. I want to show you guys what I drew. I don't know if you can see that. Do you see that? Okay, I drew money plus political control, and then I drew like a face, right? A head, and then a person to make it complete. Yeah, you get it? So it looks like a person, right? So I incorporated Emily's suggestion of maybe a person, but this is all inside, right? So the idea that maybe the Ahupua'a system was not sustaining life, so we had to bring in people, right? The idea that maybe the Ali'is and the government that was the Hawaiian kingdom now wasn't working, right? And then the mental control of, you know, maybe you don't need your language, you need this new language. Okay, you guys get what I'm saying here? Right? So when you look down below, the next part, what is mental control? Okay, so everybody should highlight the term mental control. This mental control is achieved through the destruction or the deliberate undervaluing of people's culture, their art, dances, religions, history, geography, education, orator, and literature, and the conscious elevation of the language of the colonized, right? So down with who you are, in with the new ways of thinking, right? That's mental control, right? Or as what Gungi wa Thiongo explains, right? As mental control, right? How does a person, how do people in general get taken over, right? Because you think about like, well, how did that happen, right? They were minding their own business on the islands, on all the islands, and the next thing you know, it's not their land anymore, right? Did you guys see how much Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, how many acres they bought on Kauai now? And you click on the comments and what are people saying? How can we regulate that? Like, it's really interesting. Who's going to own Hawaii in the next 10 years? You guys. Probably not, you guys. Okay. And we got to figure out a way to do this. Like, I'm even asking myself, what do I need to teach my students in order for them to live here? Right. And like, I'm already thinking, like, well, first of all, they got to know about the regulations of Hawaiian homelands. Right. I mean, so I'm looking at my 10th grade English class right now, it's curriculum, and I'm like, I gotta fix this because my students need to know things before they leave, because if not, then that's what they wanted, right? For you guys not to know the process so that your family members, that 50% person in your ohana passes away and then you guys can't get any land. I mean, that's just a game, right? So we got to win that one. Okay, so anyway, Gungi, right? Gungi wa Thiong'o also goes on, right, and talks about this. So go ahead and go to the next part where it says when the US identified oligarchy. So go ahead and circle that word because you're going to be learning, you're going to hear this word over and over again the deeper you get into scholarly essays that talk about like Hawaiian identity and things like that. Okay, so this word oligarchy means like just a powerful group of people, right? The group of people that basically overthrew the government, a kingdom. Okay, oligarchy ended Hawaiian language public schools in 1896. Right? What happened when people spoke Hawaiian in schools? Do you guys know? Yeah, they got paddled. Yeah, they got shamed. Okay, so why was that an important part of mental control? Because that was the bridge between the past and the present, right? I want you guys to answer this question for me, where it starts with a generation then grew up ignorant for the first time of the language and mo'olelo of their grandparents and unable to understand the grief and undercurrents of rage that must have pervaded the lives of their parents and grandparents. Let me ask you guys, do you guys think that still exists with you? Go ahead and write a side note. You don't have to answer it out loud. Do you think that still is part of you? Or do you think that you guys are more aware? And if you don't think, and if you're not aware, or if you don't care, yeah, the question is why, right? And then you look up and it tells you they ripped out the bridge to our kupuna, right? Very interesting. It's really, in fact, it's really easy to take over a group of people, right? You tell them they're worthless, you tell them they don't matter, and you tell them that we have something better for you. Oof. Okay, so anyway, let's go down. Go ahead and highlight the term cultural bomb. Okay. It says the effect of a cultural bomb is to annihilate a people's belief in their names, in their languages, in their environment, in their heritage of struggle, in their unity, in their capacities, and ultimately in themselves. It makes them see their past as one wasteland of non-achievement, and it makes them want to distance themselves from that wasteland. Okay, so you also should have probably highlighted wasteland, right? And then can you write down the word narrative, right? So there's this term called toxic narrative, right? The narrative that tells you you're not worth anything, right? I want to point that out today because it's important to know that when people start changing your narratives, what happens, right? So we go back to your memoir pieces you guys wrote earlier this year, okay? And imagine if somebody rewrote that and say, you know what, let's rewrite it, right? The way I see it, right? And how, oh, you guys poor thing. How upset would you be, right? I mean, it's just kind of crazy, right? Was it a wasteland to grow up here? I don't know, okay? I'm not sure, okay? So let's do this. Go ahead and draw a bomb. What kind of bomb? The one that looks like kind of like a balloon. Okay. And then you guys need a picture. I'm going to show you, okay, what that looks like. No laugh. Okay, Becca, no laugh. There's my bomb. It's on fire. It's lit. There's my cultural bomb. Okay, you can draw it pretty big. Okay, you have space. Go ahead and draw your cultural bomb. Okay. I'm going to give you guys the next 10 minutes to finish reading to the end of 42. Okay. And then you guys can do your 3, 2, 1. But before we do that, take your bomb and label it. What does this mean? What does this represent, the cultural bomb? Everybody's idea is going to be a little bit different, and that's fine. Okay, so what is inside the bomb, first of all? Who lit the bomb? Okay, so you might have to draw somebody lighting the bomb. Who makes up the bomb? Okay, so go ahead and label the parts of the bomb. Right? What is this bomb supposed to do? The effect of a cultural bomb is to annihilate, is to get rid, right, of a people's belief in their names, in their languages, in their environment, in their heritage of struggle, in their unity, in their capacities, and ultimately in themselves. Cultural bomb. Can we stop this thing from exploding? Nella, what you think, just off the top of your head? Do you think we can have this? Can you detonate the bomb?
I think you could.
Yeah. How? Right? So that's the other question, right? How? Or how do you make it so that it doesn't explode? Right? What happens if the bomb were to explode? Right? Can we get rid of it? Can we bury it? Right now we're thinking like George Helm, like, oh, we gotta save it, right? We gotta like, okay, so what is that? What is the fuse, right? So if you guys look, right, old school bombs, what is the fuse of it, right? Would it be education? Right? What would save the bomb from exploding? Would that be education? Who lit this? See, I have a little spark going. It's like fizzling. You guys all pop firecrackers during the New Year's. Okay. All right. So as you guys read the rest of this, okay, what I'm going to challenge you guys to do, okay, so at the very end, go ahead and write down two things. First thing, go ahead and write down right here in the gap, right on the bottom. What is the point of this excerpt? So I just write down what is the point of this excerpt. Okay, and number 2, how does this connect? How does this connect to my project? Okay, your final project. Obviously, we got to read something in order to motivate us. Okay. Be ready to talk about the cultural bomb when we come back. I'm giving you guys some time right now to read it. Okay, tonight. In fact, I would hope that you would take care of your membeing tonight so you guys can like use the rest of tomorrow to talk about your things and then work on your final project. Okay, any questions? Good? Okay, enjoy your reading. We're gonna sign off and then I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Yeah, just wait. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Read, read, read. Bye, you guys. Ahi, good morning. What happened?
Sorry, I woke up late and I read my calendar wrong. I thought we had I thought you were my last class today.
Oh no, we started off with the best. Nah, just joke. Okay. Okay, gotta
So
go
yeah,
back and
what
then
is
go back into the first part of the module. Okay, what
okay?
we did was we shared out ideas. So for you, what you're gonna do is, oh, you know what we did is we added in a under slide number 7, we added the call to action.
Okay.
Okay, so hang on, go ahead and open up. Okay, Ahi, right there in the slideshow. If you go to slide 8, you can copy and paste that into your own slideshow.
Alright.
Okay, and that's a call to action. What do you hope that everybody else will take away and then carry on from your project, from your performance task? Okay, what are you thinking about doing?
So I was gonna do a PowerPoint, and then you said not to because
Yeah,
it might
please
be a little
don't.
bit harder to do.
Yeah, iMovie it,
But what
like how
I
you
thought
do.
of doing was a video of just not really a slideshow, but like a transitional video where it shows all the pieces of work, and then like yes, it's still in the works. Or I was thinking of
Okay.
making so we'll see.
Okay, so if you go into your Canvas in that first part, okay, what is it? 4.8, preparing for English 9 final.
Mhm.
Okay, what you have here is the discussion. You got to post the discussion, brainstorm, ideate. There's those 3 bullets down below. Okay, copy and paste and then fill that out and post it. Okay, Can?
For the preparing for English or the
Yeah.
Silva essay.
No, prepare for English, and then there's 3 bullets that you're gonna copy and paste and then you're gonna fill it. You're gonna answer the bullets.
Okay.
Okay, email me if you have questions. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here's my question.
Yeah.
So you know those last slides with like on the Google slides with like Lord of the Flies, the glass castle. What would we
Those
have
are
to
there
put?
for your brainstorm. So I would write down as many of the ideas from each one that came to mind. Okay, so that you can like figure out what is what. Yeah.
So just like things that we learned from.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just what are some of the things you learned we walked away with, and then you can kind of sift through them and then figure out what is it that you're going to talk about.
Okay. And for the membean and stuff, like for the
Mm-hmm.
missing stuff, what were you saying about that earlier?
You can redo it. Just email me when you're done.
Okay.
Just make it up.
Okay. Thank you.
Might not be full points, but at least it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
something.
just something. Just something.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye.